I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like everybody they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequences.
The world was shocked when a seemingly innocent video surfaced on social media. At first glance, it appeared to be another casual family moment, one of those rare, candid captures where everything looks perfect. But this wasn't just any video. It was a moment that exposed the cracks in a public relationship that many thought was solid. The video showed Teyana Taylor's daughter hiding from Iman Shumpert, trying to avoid his approach, her face filled with confusion and fear. This wasn't something we were used to seeing in the perfect world they had curated. Teyana and Iman, the couple everyone admired, the parents we thought had it all together, now had a very public breakdown. Fans who watched the video immediately questioned what was happening behind closed doors. Why was Iman, a man who appeared so doting, so involved, now being avoided by his own daughter? The video spread like wildfire, first on Instagram, then across Twitter and TikTok. The reactions came quickly, with some fans defending Iman, others speculating that the video was just an isolated moment, and still more pointing to deeper issues in their relationship. The one thing everyone could agree on, however, was that the video wasn't just about one moment, it was about something much bigger, something more troubling beneath the surface. The implications were immediate. How long had this tension been building? What had driven their daughter to hide from Iman? The moment wasn't just troubling, it was terrifying. No one expected the warmth and love we had seen from Iman in the past to turn into something so unsettling. And that wasn't all. The video's viral spread quickly caught the attention of Child Protective Services, CPS, who had been contacted almost immediately. The call to CPS was made in the wake of the video's widespread circulation, with people questioning whether the environment was truly healthy for Teyana and Iman's daughter. Now, a situation that had once been a family issue was being handled by the authorities. And for Iman and Teyana, this was just the beginning of a whirlwind they couldn't control. To understand why this video was so shocking, we need to look at the years that led up to it. Teyana and Iman's relationship has always been one of the most public in the entertainment world. From their wedding vows to their social media moments, they built an image of the perfect couple, a family that was solid, unshakable, and loved by millions. But the cracks were starting to show long before the viral video hit. For years, whispers had followed them, about trust issues, emotional distance, and, most troubling of all, tensions surrounding their parenting styles. Teyana had always been known for her free-spirited, laid-back approach to life and parenting. She encouraged her daughter to explore the world, to have fun, and to be herself without too many constraints. Iman, on the other hand, had always been protective. He viewed the world through a different lens, one that told him his daughter needed protection from everything outside their home. He was often seen as the stricter, more involved parent, wanting to shelter their daughter from any negativity or danger that the public eye might bring. This difference in parenting styles had caused friction in their relationship for months, maybe even years. But what was meant to be an underlying issue suddenly became explosive. The video caught the tension that had been building between them, capturing something raw and unspeakable. Teyana's daughter visibly trying to avoid Iman. This wasn't just a small disagreement between parents, it was a breakdown in their relationship, and it was clear that things had gone too far. The reactions from both families were immediate. Iman's side defended him, saying he was just trying to get his daughter's attention, not to hurt her. Some relatives even pointed out that this was a family issue and shouldn't have been aired to the public. "This isn't for the world to see," they reportedly said. "Families fight. This doesn't mean he's a bad father." On the other side, Teyana's family was furious. They felt that the video had exposed something more sinister, that the dynamics of their relationship weren't healthy, and they were worried about the toll it might be taking on their daughter. "This isn't just a parenting disagreement," one family member reportedly said. "This is something deeper." Siblings on both sides of the family argued, some pointing fingers at Teyana for not intervening, while others criticized Iman's level of control over their daughter's life. The divide was growing, and the families could no longer ignore the elephant in the room. They weren't just facing a viral video, they were facing the breakdown of their family unit. What had once been a simple question of parenting had turned into something much larger, a rift in their relationship that no one could easily repair. The question now was whether they would be able to come together for their daughter's sake or if the tension would tear their family apart. As soon as the video went viral, social media erupted. The raw, emotional breakdown had played out for millions of viewers, and the reactions came swiftly. The internet had already seen the moment unfold, but now the floodgates were open. Fans immediately took to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, voicing their opinions, dissecting the footage, and weighing in on the situation. Some rushed to Iman's defense, framing his actions as justified and even noble. They believed that as a father, he was simply doing what he felt was necessary to protect his daughter from the harsh, often unforgiving world around her. For them, his reaction was one of love, an instinctive response to what he saw as a threat to his family. His protective nature, they argued, was a response to his deep fears of not being able to shield his daughter from the dangers of a life lived under the constant gaze of the public. But on the other side, there were fans who questioned how much protection was truly necessary. They argued that Iman's actions, although well-meaning, might actually be doing more harm than good. They pointed out that his overprotectiveness was stifling, potentially isolating their daughter and denying her the freedom to grow and experience life in her own way. They believed Teyana's more laid-back, flexible approach to parenting was healthier, encouraging their daughter to grow in an environment of trust rather than control. To these fans, Teyana's approach was a breath of fresh air, one that fostered independence and emotional well-being for their child, something that would be difficult to achieve in a relationship weighed down by constant fears and restrictions. The debate quickly grew more intense as the video continued to circulate. Fans turned to social media platforms to break down every second of the footage. Some slowed the video down, paying close attention to every movement, every nuance in Iman's body language as he approached his daughter. Was his tone too harsh? Was his posture too aggressive? Was he doing too much in an attempt to control a situation that could have been handled differently? Meanwhile, others scrutinized Teyana's reactions, asking if she had been complicit in her daughter's distress, if she had silently allowed the situation to escalate to the point where their daughter was visibly shaken. Was this one isolated incident in a long series of disagreements, or was there a deeper, more pervasive issue at play? The questions kept mounting, and with each new post, the narrative grew more complex. Just as things were heating up, another pivotal moment emerged. Another video surfaced, this one providing a new angle on the situation. This time, it showed Teyana and Iman in a more vulnerable moment, an emotional conversation in which they were clearly trying to talk through what had happened. The rawness of the exchange was palpable. Teyana appeared exhausted, her face marked with frustration and concern as she tried to articulate just how difficult it was to navigate the complexities of her relationship with Iman while also raising their daughter in the glaring spotlight of public scrutiny. Her voice trembled as she explained how hard it was to find common ground with Iman when it felt like every aspect of their lives was being watched, judged, and magnified by the public. Iman, visibly upset and emotional, responded by expressing his deep fear of losing control over the safety and well-being of their family. To him, every decision had consequences, and the stakes were higher than ever. He spoke of his concerns about raising their daughter in an environment where outside forces could easily affect her future. His emotions were raw, and it was clear that his drive to protect came from a place of love, but also from a deep, underlying fear that the world might take something precious from him if he wasn't vigilant enough. But this moment also revealed something more significant. The public eye was now firmly focused on their relationship. What had been a private matter between two parents was now out in the open, analyzed by millions of people who believed they had a right to have an opinion on how Iman and Teyana should raise their child. Every move they made was under scrutiny, every word they spoke dissected by the masses. Their vulnerability had become content for the world to consume, and there was no escaping it. In some ways, this public exposure only made their struggle more painful. It wasn't just about resolving their differences for the sake of their family anymore. It was about managing a very public fallout, with no clear path forward. The emotional divide between them became even more pronounced as fans continued to argue over what they had witnessed. Some insisted that Teyana's more relaxed approach was the key to raising a well-adjusted, independent child, while others stood by Iman's protective instincts, arguing that the world was a dangerous place, and that his role as a father was to ensure their daughter's safety at all costs. As the debate raged on, one truth became clear: this wasn't just about parenting styles. It was about love, trust, fear, and the constant tension between holding on and letting go. And for Teyana and Iman, this wasn't just a moment of disagreement. It was the beginning of a larger conversation about their future as partners, as parents, and as individuals struggling to find common ground in an ever-changing world. Now, with the CPS investigation looming over them, the cliffhanger left everyone wondering: would Iman and Teyana be able to repair the damage caused by this public fallout?
Could they resolve their differences before things spiraled out of control?
For fans, the silence from both Iman and Teyana only fueled the mystery. Neither had commented publicly, and each day that passed left them on edge, wondering if the next revelation would be the one to break their relationship for good. As the situation grows more intense, fans continue to wonder, what's next for Iman and Teyana?
Will they make it through this? So, what do you think? Was Iman's reaction justified? Or was he crossing the line? Was Teyana right to stay silent? Or should she have stepped in sooner?
Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. Don't forget to like this video if it shocked you as much as it shocked us. And hit subscribe because this story is far from over. The next update could change everything. And when it does, you won't want to miss it.